Looking for something fun to do in Orlando outside of Disney World and Universal Studios? How about a little road trip to a place I went to all the time as a teenager, one of the best freshwater springs in all of Florida. We will be swimming, snorkeling, and tubing. Here are the supplies we're bringing today. We have a cooler, keep some water in there, some light snacks. We have the GoPro, we have the snorkels, we have a dry bag, we have a boogie board. I don't think we're going to need the boogie board, but it does have an attachment for the GoPro, so maybe we'll find some use for it. And then of course the tubes we will pick up along the way. It's time to pull the doors, drop the top, and go have some fun in Rock Springs at Kelly Park. Rock Springs at Kelly Park is actually located in my old stomping grounds of Apopka, Florida. I graduated from Apopka High School just down the road from Rock Springs. For me, Rock Springs was a great place to visit after school or after work. But for you guys, it's a great place to visit in Florida to have a little fun outside of Disney World and Universal Studios. Rock Springs is located about 40 minutes from Disney World or Universal Studios. Pro tip, I would suggest taking the 429 toll road instead of Interstate 4. I'll put the full address in the description box. Now, if you're coming to Rock Springs to do some tubing, they do not rent the tubes inside of Kelly Park. There's the Rock Springs Bar and Grill, your last chance to rent the tubes. They are $7 for cash, $8 if you use a card. As you can see, we got here early. There are all types of tubes available, different sizes, adult sizes, sizes for the kids. Like I said, $7 for cash, $8 for credit card. But if I were you guys, I would try my best. If you're interested in coming here, come on a weekday, avoid the weekends. I'm telling you now, that is a pro tip, a recommendation, Rock Springs on the weekdays. Like a Tuesday, like today.
Hours of operation during the summertime are 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and in the wintertime it's 8 to 6.
You don't have to rent a float or a tube. You can bring your own. But for everyone's safety, your float oughter not be bigger than me, 5 feet. I guess I should mention the parking fees. It is $3 per vehicle for 1 to 2 people. And then $5 per vehicle for 3 to 8 people. And then $1 for each additional person, walk-ins, motorcycles, and bikes. Hello.
Hi, how many people today?
2.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, we have our parking spot. The park opened at 8. By the way, in the morning, they allow 280 cars into the facility, into the park.
Yes.
And then after 1 p.m. they allow another 50. So what, 330 cars in total, and that equates to about 1,350 people.
Yeah.
Not quite 1,400. So that's how many guests they allow in the park each day. That's why you have to get here early. What do you say, Nikki? Let's go ahead and grab our stuff, our tube, and go set up camp somewhere.
I like it. Let's do this.
I'm gonna call that camp done. We're not ones to just hang around and sit around. We're gonna grab the tube, and I'm gonna grab the snorkel. So I think Nikki's gonna tube, right?
I think my first trip down, yeah, I'll tube.
You'll tube first, and I'm gonna snorkel first. Yeah. So you know what? Let's put some stuff in the dry bag. Get going. We're going to show you all around the park later.
Yeah.
For example, this little like swimming area just around to the left of us. But we're going to head to the mouth of the spring first and snorkel downstream. And tube, in your case, tube downstream.
Sure.
As we head down to the mouth of the spring, I should note, this is going to wake us up. The water temperature year-round is between 68 and 72 degrees. It's cold at first, but then it's going to feel good. Another thing to note as we head up to the spring, to the mouth of the spring, a lot of people, when they think of Florida and they think of the springs, they think of manatees. There are no manatees at this park, no manatees at Kelly Park. But later on in the year, we'll take another road trip to a park where manatees do like to hang out. So we have made it to the head of the springs. Rock Springs right there. All right, I am going to use some anti-fog on my snorkel mask, and we're going to get going. I am now going to put the Canon into the dry bag, hopefully it works, and switch over to the GoPro. We're gonna let Nikki get in with the tube first, and then I'll follow with the snorkel. You think you can get in there, Nick?
I think so. I'm watching how other people do it.
I'm gonna record you. We might get something funny. All right, there she goes. Is it cold, honey?
It feels awesome, actually.
This is Florida's best lazy river. Forget Disney's lazy rivers. Forget Volcano Bay's lazy and crazy rivers. This is the best.
Right. That's leaves too. Shockingly.
Yeah, the weeds, honey. Yeah, the weeds. I'm gonna push you into the weeds. I'll spin you around. So it's at this point, normally as a young man, as a teenager, I would get out here at the beach and then walk back up to the head of the spring and snorkel back down again.
Oh, okay.
But for the purposes of being an adult and having a YouTube channel, let's continue down the river. Couple things, it is rock spring, so some of the footage you are seeing, lots of rocks.
Yes.
For you guys, I would recommend wearing your swim shoes.
Yeah, they're slimy and they're hard.
Yes.
So every so often you'll hear a ow, you know, when someone stubs their toe.
It is Rock Springs.
Yes, it is.
But like I said, like you just tube down, you don't have an issue.
Right, until I stood up.
And for me, like I would just snorkel down.
Right.
So from this point, like here's the little beach area, the main picnic area where people hang out. We're about to head downriver, and this is a more natural look.
Yes.
It's just going to be the water and the foliage, and who knows, an otter or two. No gators though, I'm sure. I did say this is Florida's best lazy river, Nikki.
Yes, you did.
I can make it a crazy river for you. And we've made the full run. This is as far as we can go snorkeling and tubing. There is the ramp right there where we exit. We can walk back to the beach area. We can walk back to our camp or to the head of the spring and do it all over again. Here is the bridge, our stopping point. Now on the other side of the river, this is where we can go to King's Landing. You can do canoeing, kayaking, sup boards, but that's allowed on this side of the river, not on this side, which is where you do your tubing and your snorkeling. Over here, you know what? Another road trip will be canoeing on this side of the river. There's Nikki ahead of us walking the tube back. I think it will go to camp. We'll time it, how long it takes to get from the exit of the river to get to camp and then back up to the head of the spring. But as we are walking back to camp, let's get Nikki's reaction to Florida's best lazy river. What do you think?
I love it. Honestly, we need to make this a more regular trip.
We will.
The temperature of the water is fantastic.
Feels great.
Yes, it does. Like I always I wore a swim shirt just because I was a little worried. Whoa, there's a bug! Whoa, there's a bee!
That's natural Florida.
Oh my God.
Oh, we're keeping that on camera. Hey.
A bee landed on the floaty.
At least it wasn't a gator.
It just scared me because it buzzed my ear.
Which, by the way, let me get back to we'll get back to you in a second.
Okay.
The gators. Now, I lived in Florida my whole life. I don't worry about alligators. It seems like people who come down here and visit, they're all concerned about alligators. Not at Rock Springs. I mean, there's posted warning signs naturally, but don't worry about that stuff.
Yeah.
I've lived here my whole life, no big deal. Now, back to your reaction to the river.
So there's a longer section that is sandy, which I appreciated, you know, because then I could get out and walk the floaty a little bit too.
Yeah, that's a good section to walk in.
Yes.
Like I said earlier, in the head of the spring, very, very rocky. You can see by the footage we've recorded with the GoPro, very rocky.
Yeah, and honestly, if you start at the swimming area, if you're not like brave and you don't want to jump in where the rocks are.
Yeah, the head of the spring, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, getting in at the swim area is an easy way, and then it's all sand.
You avoid all the rocks,
whole way.
yeah.
But that's the halfway point, technically.
Yeah.
So you'd be missing like the first half of the springs.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, it's so much fun. I love it. I mean, I'm kind of glad it's an overcast day.
Yeah.
I mean, it may not be pretty to show, like it being bright and sunny, but it's nice out. I really like it.
Super fun. Like I said, I did this all the time as a teenager and a young adult. And as you can see here, when you're done with your snorkeling or your tubing, or just walking in the river, a nice little nature trail for you to enjoy. It was about a 5-minute walk from the time we exited the river to get back to the main swimming hole area. And then if you wanted to, get right back in here, take your tube, and go back down the river. But we're not going to do that right now. We're going to go to our camp, and then we're going to walk back up to the head of the spring. But while we're here, they have a little board to show us some wildlife we may see. Owl, black bear, snakes, woodpeckers, wild turkeys, deer, bobcats. I've lived in Florida my whole life. I've seen a bobcat twice, and I've never seen a black bear. Okay, let's go walk around the park. We'll give you some more information. Kelly Park does have a concession stand. Very simple stuff. Hot dogs, hamburgers, things like that. It is cash only though. You cannot pay for the concession stand with your credit cards or debit cards. It is cash only. They also sell different type of things you might need in the park. They sell masks, bug spray, sunscreen, anything you might need while you're camping or hanging out here. They'll sell it at the concession stand. They do have a limited number of lockers to rent. Locker rentals are $8 with a $5 deposit. They also have showers at this little clubhouse. And I may have mentioned this before, I don't recall, but you cannot bring alcohol into the park.
Nope.
Nope. And by the way, Kelly Park is a county park, not a state park.
Yes, you're right.
Also, no pets unless they're like a service animal. This is one of the main picnic areas. You can see someone brought one of their 10x10 tents. You can bring your own grill, or you can use the stuff they provide here. They even sell charcoal at the concession stand. So you can bring your own grill for the picnic area. Again, that would not be allowed in the waterfront area. This picnic area also has a sand volleyball court. Have fun there. Here is a covered picnic area. They have their grill right there. You can bring your own grills, like I said. Also a horseshoe pit. Bring some horseshoes. Kelly Park does not rent cabins.
Nope.
But they do allow camping.
They sure do, in certain areas.
Yes, I will leave the camping information, I'll leave it a link in the description box.
Yep.
This county park, Kelly Park, it does allow drones.
It does.
I just got a drone.
You sure did.
Now you can't take off the drone like from the waterfront.
Correct.
It has to be from one of these main picnic areas, and also there's like no low flying.
Right.
So,
but I could see why, because there's a ton of trees. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and people.
Good luck. Yeah, I know he's been practicing for probably like a week now. So,
but not,
see how it goes.
Not in an area that has this many trees. Are you nervous? I'm a little nervous.
Now I have all the confidence in the world in you.
Okay, well let's see if we can take this baby off and give you an aerial view of Rock Springs. But we want to make another run down the spring, this time with Nikki snorkeling. I'll give you some advice. Okay. I think I might take the boogie board.
Okay.
I can attach the GoPro to that, maybe get some cool shots.
Yeah.
But so as far as the snorkeling goes,
okay.
There are some shallow parts, but you can still skim over the rocks.
So if I'm floating, I'll be okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The springs will push you down at a pretty good rate at the head.
Got you.
It slows up a little down.
Yeah.
A little further down, but it does
down by the watering hole, like the swimming area, right? The watering hole.
That's what we're calling it. The push is not as strong, but it's a pretty good push at the head. But you can also kind of crawl along, kind of pulling the rocks as you go along. Okay. And I think that's it.
Fun.
Don't stand up.
Don't stand up.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm gonna wear my water shoes.
Yes.
You know, the ones I wear to the water park all the time. I think I'll wear those.
I would advise that, even though you shouldn't be stopping because you're not going to have the GoPro. It should be pretty easy for you. Just put
snorkel.
Mask on, snorkel down, and use the rocks to help you, pull you along.
Okay. Let's do this.
You excited?
I am. I haven't snorkeled in probably a decade.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's been a really long time.
Last
time I think we were like in Mexico.
Nothing to it.
On a catamaran.
Just we'll get up there. We'll use the anti-fog on your mask.
Okay.
We have the solution, but like I said, you can use toothpaste. Rub it around the face and the inside of the mask, and then rinse it off with the spring water.
Yep.
Okay, I'm excited for you. Let's do this.
Okay.
It's about 9:45 now, 9:50, somewhere around there. You can see the crowds are starting to build. We're gonna walk up to the head of the spring, which is another 4 or 5 minute walk. So from the very end, the very end, where we have to get out of the river, probably a 9 to 10 minute walk to get back to the head of the spring. 5 minutes to get here to the watering hole and your beach area though. All right, she's getting ready for her first snorkel in a decade. Make sure it fits as she goes. She's doing good. We'll film her going down a bit of a ways, and then I'll jump in. The other advice I should have given her, breathe from your mouth. Oh, there she goes. Now we didn't go all the way to the head. The head's just like 20 feet the other way. A little easier entry point from here. Why is she stopping? Why is she stopping? Go all the way down.
All the way down?
Yeah, to the other tree. She doesn't know where to go. We had talked about this before she got in. She can't remember. She's overcome with the beauty of the spring. Well, your first little bit of snorkeling, how'd it go?
Awesome.
Fun?
Yeah, I got a little panicky.
I saw that.
You saw that in the movie?
All right. We'll head on downstream there.
Okay.
No, the river's just floating.
Halfway through, we made it to the island. Your first snorkel in years, in a decade.
Yes.
You like it better than tubing?
I do. I like it better than tubing, to tell you the truth. Totally harder to control, and then I didn't want to put my feet down, and there was times when I had to tuck my butt up, you know, from sitting too far down in the floaty because it was scraping the rocks. So a lot more control, and wearing shoes on the first half is important.
The rocky part.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, I love snorkeling. Once I got comfortable, I was like, yes, this is the best.
Then let's do this. Let me get my snorkel. We won't go all the way back to the head of the spring.
Okay.
Let's snorkel from here, the sandy portion of the river. We just finished another run of Rock Springs. What I want to note, see the sign? Bon Jovi, a big fan of Rock Springs. And that's it. That ends our day of fun, snorkeling and tubing at Rock Springs in Kelly Park, Apopka, Florida.
Awesome. Such a great day. If you guys are in the area and you have an opportunity to come out here, it's very inexpensive and very relaxing. Highly recommend it.
Yeah, all the information is in the video, and I'll leave some information in the description box.
Yeah, definitely. I think snorkeling is my newfound
love.
Really, I like supboarding and I like snorkeling now. Who knew?
Don't give it away. We'll show some supboarding and stuff later on in the series. But as for now,
adventure is out there.
You only need a road trip to find it.